Hello again. I wanted to talk today about intuition with the card reading. You know, you have the definitions of the cards, but how are you supposed to tie it in intuitively to the reading? There's a lot of gray there as far as how that works, and I don't think there's any real set rules as far as that goes, but I'll tell you what I do, and what really works for me, to add your intuitive feelings about the situation you're looking into and tying it in with the cards. I think it's important to tie in the feelings you get from this person sitting across from you. I don't know what's happening out there, but something's going on. All right, I guess that's dying down. All right, I think it's important to tie in the feelings you have about the person sitting across from you, and the question you're looking into as well, and how you feel about this. I think that's a good start. You feel good about it, you feel bad about it. Feel good about the situation, feel bad about it. Right off the bat, you have a feeling that's going to be portrayed in some way, or realized, or perceived in the cards that you're looking at because of that. And maybe not so much with the Marseille deck, which is what I usually use. I get a lot more feeling from the person. I still get feelings from the cards themselves, but with other decks, like I teach with the Rider deck, that deck has a lot more images to look at. If you want to read intuitively, there's a lot more to look at with a deck like that, as far as the images go. Now, in Genius of the Tarot, A Guide to Divination with the Tarot, I have 3 meanings for each card. Plus I have keyword meanings. So I have a traditional meaning, which is pretty much going to be in line with any other book you read. And then I have what's called a slight shift. And a slight shift is your traditional meaning bent a little bit, to show you how meanings can drift into some other thing for you. So you're not locked into one thing. And then I have what's called a quirky meaning for each card. And that was a fun part of the book to write, because quirky allowed you to really just take anything that comes into your mind looking at that card. An example of that would be the Empress card. See her as the Statue of Liberty, only sitting down. So what associations can you make with national monuments, or anything to do with national monuments as it pertains to this question in that position? That's just an example. So quirky was really way out there stuff, and so just what's come to mind. So, but anyway, those kind of meanings really get you to see the card in a different light, and come up with, it really sparks ideas for you, and that's why it was fun to put that in there. But I think that's what you'll do too. You're going to see things and make associations that have nothing to do with the meaning of the card. And I think that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. An example would be one example I use is a job interview. So let's say the question you're looking into is about a job interview. Am I going to get this job? Well, really, the question is not, am I going to get the job? The question really is, what do I do to enhance my chances of getting this job? And that has nothing to do with intuition. That's just a way of looking at things that are more useful to the client. So will I get this job? No, that's not the question. The question is, what do I need to do to give myself a better edge to be the one that gets hired for this job? And so let's say this job interview, let's say it's down to you and 2 other people. There's been an initial phone interview, and now they're going to have an actual face-to-face interview with you. So they have your resume, and they have, and that's all set up. And let's say this interview is going to be Wednesday. Let's say it's going to be a week from today, whatever day it is. And let's say it's going to be a Wednesday, 10 o'clock. You're supposed to be there, and they're going to talk with you. And we'll say this is some type of professional job, a law firm or some type of suit job, let's say. So what do I need to give myself a better edge for this job? So let's say in position 6, that's opportunity on my Celtic cross. Let's say in position 6 in this reading, I have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands. And I see in this Page of Wands, as far as the quirky meaning goes, as a golf caddy who's holding the flag for the golfer that he's caddying for, as this golfer is going to try to make a putt into the hole. So I see him as a golf caddy holding the flag. Nothing to do with the meaning of the card. It's just strictly using your imagination, and that's where your intuition is going to get sparked from. So in what ways can golf, the sport of golf, help me with my advantage of getting this job? Nothing to do with my job. And that's where it really becomes an original thinking type of thing. And that's where your intuition's going to come in. So say you tell this client on this face-to-face meeting, when you go there, I see in the lobby, in the waiting area, magazines of golf. Lots of times they have magazines laying around for people to read while they're waiting for their appointment or whatever. And see if there's any golf magazines in there. Look on the walls and see if there's any pictures of anything to do with golf. Because I'm seeing that there in this place. That's what I'm seeing there. So I'm seeing the owner being a golfer. And I think that will help you get your job interview here, with your job interview. So even if you don't golf, you got a week now. It would be good for you to go to, if there's a country club in your neighborhood, golf country club, go there, find out what the membership procedures are, how much it would cost. Don't join it, but just find that out. Let's say the name of the golf course is Silver Lakes. Silver Lakes Golf Club. And see if you find out some information about that. Just in case this intuition hunch is right. Now when you go there, like I said, look and see if there's magazines on golf. If there is, that's good. If the picture's on the wall, a picture on the wall, maybe of a fairway of a golf course somewhere or something like that, that's good to see too. That means that things are pretty much what I'm seeing here is a good connection, and it's probably true. And if that's what you see there, when you go in there to that interview, when you're called in, I see maybe more than one person. Maybe there's 3 department heads and the owner, 3 or 4 people, and they have you come on in, all smile, shake hands, and as you're shaking hands, meeting all these people, as you're sitting down, say to them, so who's the golfer? Who's the golfer? I see a lot of golf stuff out there. And somebody will say something about golf before you're starting, just quickly, and you could say, yeah, I'm thinking about taking up the sport. I was over at Silver Lakes in my neighborhood. I'm thinking about joining up, or something I always wanted to try. And so it takes 15, 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds of conversation between these people and you. And then the interview goes on. And I used to be in management and printing industry, and I know that people, at this particular point in an interview, they know you're qualified. So are the other 2 people. They have their resumes. They don't need to talk about that. They know you can do the job. Now they just want to know more about you. They want to see an attitude. They want to see what you're about. They want to meet you. And so as they're talking later on, the department heads and the owner, they're talking about the interviews that they've had today, with you being one of them and the other 2 people, the other interviews. They're talking about what you said and what this person said and whatever, the other ones. And they're just looking over the options that they have here. And one of them will be saying something like, I like what the golfer had to say. That golfer, he said something over here, blah, 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 blah. And then, well, who was the golfer? That was that first guy we talked to, Vince Petici. Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I remember him. And so as they're talking, pretty soon they're starting to give you a nickname. Well, the golfer mentioned this. So the golfer said, oh, I like the golfer. I like what he was doing over here. Now you got a nickname in this talk that they're having. And they like you because you're a golfer. And like I said, once in a job, once you're at that level, they got the resume, they call you up. Now they're basically just seeing what you're about. And somebody will be saying, you know what, I like the golfer. I think he's pretty good. I like him for the job. Let's give him a try. See what we can do with him. And golf has nothing to do with the job. You don't have to join the Silver Lakes Country Club. You don't have to take up golf. You just use that as in your interview. That 15 seconds could be the difference between what gets hired and what doesn't get hired. So when everybody else is given 100%, you're given 101. And that's why you get hired. That's intuitive. That's an intuitive edge we just found out. Another thing, maybe in position 5, an asset this person has. I see the Chariot card. Chariot card to me is confidence as an asset. If you feel confident as you're walking in there, think of these people you're talking to as people you see every day. They're just regular guys, regular bunch of people, and everyday people. You're not visiting the Wizard of Oz here. You walk in there feeling like that, the moves you make will be confident. You don't have to think about them. They're just there. Keep that in mind. Confidence. I see them being impressed with the way you carry yourself. Your confidence. More so than maybe another place of work that would be interviewing you. These people like that. So they're looking for somebody who's really going to take the ball and go with it, who can make a decision on their own, and a confident person. Feel confident about yourself when you walk in there. Remember, you're just talking to other people here. They need a job done. You're applying for the job. and you can do it. That's intuitive there. And what will be really remembered is if he walks into the lobby, he or she, we're going for that interview, and they see golf magazines and maybe a picture on the wall of some golf fairway or something, they're going to say, okay. I remember to walk in there after I shake my hands, and while I'm shaking hands with everybody, I greet myself, just say, oh, by the way, who's the golfer? So a lot of golf magazines out there. And I'm thinking about joining the country club down in my neighborhood. Thinking about taking up that sport. I've always wanted to do it, so I'm psyched up. And then you start the interview. That's an example of intuition. That's one example. I hope that helps, and keep throwing cards. We'll talk soon. Bye. And I don't golf.